Oh, hey guys. So, another week is over. This week, well, we're at home, by the way. I'm on next week, but, got tired of fighting the wind, so I decided to just kind of sleep at home in my bed behind me and deal with the wind tomorrow. Because currently in Wyoming, obviously, and it's a little windy. But last week's low was like 34.61 for the miles, right? And again, I don't, zero the head. The way I do these loads is I count like if I go like Boston over the Pacific Northwest, that also includes the pickups to get me back to the hub. So, because you always got to do pickups. Well, usually. Sometimes you get lucky, you don't have to do pickups, and you just get sent to a dock. But I had pickups. Uh since I delivered early last week, I got a hold of my contact. I'm like, hey, I don't really want to go to the meat place in New York, and in Troy. Last time I was there, it was 9 hours. Can we use me somewhere else? And he's like, sure, go to Connecticut. I was like, all right. So I did three picks in Connecticut, brought them over to the cross dock, got loaded up in Boston. Then I had let's see, I think it was seven. No, I think it was 12 actually. One, two. Let's just go down this way. Uh, I had 12. 12 drops. First one was in Omaha, Spartan Nash. And other than the exit, what was it, like 449 or some shit? Like the direct exit for this place being closed and you couldn't go south at all on it or go north. You had to go down an extra mile, turn around, come back. It wasn't that bad. I kept reading reviews that people were like, "Oh, it's tight, really tight." Nah, I mean, as long as you know how to set up, it's not tight. It's not even that bad. Yeah, I mean, it's dark. That's for damn sure. They don't have any fucking lights there, so if you have a nighttime appointment or early morning when it's still dark, it's yeah, okay, but not tight. Maybe say if you got like like some bit of a stretch in your cab or whatever, but nah. Uh, yeah. Then but I'm in the dock, right, and they go to lower the dock plate, and then they come out and ask me to pull forward so they get the dock plate down, which there was a couple pallets towards the ass of the trailer, and most people would just grab those from the dock themselves and then pull them, like lift them to the ass, pick them up, put them in the building, and then drop dock plate. But this lady, uh, she tried to tried dropping the plate down, got the forks into a pallet, damaged three boxes, and should have kept them because then the guy came out and was like, "Oh, we normally keep these, but they put them back on the trailer for some reason." It was like Panera soups, whatever. I mean, I just kept them on my trailer for the rest of the trip and let the cross dock take them because there was like five ones that weren't destroyed. The rest of them were leaking. Uh, it was just so dumb. Like it was dumb. Something stupid. Gotta love LTL though. Then I had to go over to Universal Cold Storage in Lincoln, right? And that was interesting. That was a first for me. Place is fine, plenty of room. I mean, plenty of room. Even though I had a dock that was one over from the corner, so I had a curb to deal with. Barely had enough room, but all the other docks, I mean, plenty of fucking room. But I showed up for one pallet, literally one fucking pallet. Go in there, and I'm standing there at the counter for like 10 minutes, and I remember thinking to myself, I'm like, somebody fucked up something somewhere, because check-ins, if they're more than like 5 minutes long, either something's not coming up right or somebody didn't do something. They saw my appointment. They saw that I had an appointment, but didn't know what the PO was, who customer was, what the product was. Just the fact that I was there when I'm supposed to be there. That's it. Uh Pretty much what happens, like I guess like a special thing, as the manager called it, because manager got involved. Although before I get into the special thing, so I'm sitting there answering this lady's questions, right? And I'm relaxed, not upset. Nothing. I'm not upset. Nothing. I haven't even made any like slight like notion I'm upset. And the manager comes like pushing up the door like this and says, "I'm gonna deal with this guy because he's freaking out." And I'm like, I'm all looking around like freaking out. Who the fuck's freaking out, right? I didn't even say anything when I heard that. But he comes over talking to me, and I turned around and looked at him. I'm like, I wasn't freaking out. And he pats me on the back and says, "I know, I'm sorry." Like, I'm confused where that comment even came from, but whatever. But according to that manager, sales had some special product and just didn't tell anybody. So they figured out what it was after like 40 minutes BB in there and put me in the door right away. And I was in and out in 30 minutes. It's like, that's how it should have been in the first place. Like, I showed up when I was supposed to. Then I'll leave for like almost an hour and a half, but whatever. Gotta love it though. Yeah, gotta love it. Yeah, I go over to Winco and Boise for a 5 a.m. appointment, not a 2200, which I'm usually there for. And yeah, that was, I actually like the 5 a.m. there a lot better. Because I was out in like an hour for my appointment time. But that one was pretty good. But I did end up going from Winco over literally across the interstate to Thermo King, and like a couple hours when they opened, and picked up 2 new belts, and one for the water pump, one for the AC, an alternator, which, spoiler alert, still need to get an alternator and AC compressor. Might as well just at this point, because I'm gonna have to evap recharge the AC anyway, since I also picked up an air dryer and a high pressure switch, which also means Freon went bye-bye. But I got some pretty. I'm pretty sure the alternator. I know it's the alternator. It only does it when the alternator gets engaged. But it squeals very loudly. So I don't know if it's pulley or the alternator itself. Either way, whatever. I mean, might as well just get it replaced at that point. Not really thrilled about it, considering how Thermo King charges. But this is where this shit got stupid. So I had to go from 0500, right, for my Winco, to the Portland Winco at a 2230. Showed up there at 2130. I didn't get out of the 0330. For some reason, they were just really fucking behind, because then that Winco is usually out of there in like a couple hours. That's the longest I've ever been there for. And then I go up to my typical one that holds me up, the Unify up there in Ridgefield, right? Get up there. At least I know when I show up there, I'm going to be late. Like, I'm going to be late somewhere, right? Because I want always. It's like 4 to 5 hours. Show up for an 0400 appointment, which I got, because they're also, by the way, Winco, got out of Winco 0330. This Unify is an hour away. So I showed up at 0424, thinking my appointment is 0430, misreading one of the zeros. Whatever. Nothing I could do anyways. Can't just magically teleport a fucking hour away. I wish I could. But because since I showed up late, I was pretty much moved to the end of the line for trucks being worked on, like going to be unloaded. So I didn't get out of there till 0930 for like 6 pallets. But I was unloading like 30 minutes. It's fucking dumb. But at least the place I usually go after Unify is very easy. Like, as long as they're not busy or my pallet's not damaged or upside down or whatever, you show up there. I showed up there like an hour and a half late, and he got me in immediately, and I was done in 20 minutes, right? It took him longer to get into my trailer because he said it's going to be a few minutes. I'm kind of working on this stuff on the floor, and I was like, okay, no biggie. I know I'm late. He's like, yeah. Same guy always there, though, so he knows my face. But because I showed up when I did there, he got me at reasonable time, right? Because they don't move a lot of volume. But I had to go to the Kroger, that's pain in the ass to get to from going from Guam Street, Northwest Guam Street, which is off the 30 in Portland. Is it the 30? I think it's the 30. To Oregon 212 in Clackamas. It's a fucking pain in the ass. It's actually just truck. Car, not biggie. Pain in the ass is truck. It's not that it's like hard. It's just a lot of lights. That's what it is. But 11 a.m. appointment. I should have a 10:30. Out of there by 11:26. Some of the very few Krogers are like that, by the way. Especially since I'm always showing up there to meet. I know where to go, and it's also weird too, right? Like they give you 11 a.m. appointment time. You show up there, but the docks are full. You just park where you can see your docs, and as soon as the truck pulls out, you just quickly go grab a dock, and then go bring your paperwork in. Otherwise, they also don't give you a door, so you pretty much pick the door you want in that section. Like they'll give you like 70 to 79. You pick the door that's available or that becomes available, and then you write it on your bills to go check in. I actually kind of like that setup a lot better than normal places, but they move a lot of volume. And I had to go up to deal with Seattle, and we all know Seattle. Hey, at least this time I didn't have an accident that just took 4 hours. I don't think I mentioned that to you guys. Last trip west, took me. There was an accident on fuck. What was that street? R5, around the base down there between Lacey and was it Tacoma Federal Way? Federal Way, yeah. And I detoured. I was like, well, that traffic says 6-7 hours. It looks closed. 6-7 hours of travel time. So I was like, I'm gonna detour down to Yelm and come up the back way. Good on paper. I forgot that pretty much everybody's being forced down that way. So 4 hours was like a half mile. It's one of the very few times I gave up. Where I'm like, I'm fucking too tired. I'm just gonna. I called a store and asked them if I could sit in the back of their lot, and because I'd be done I'd be gone by like 1 o'clock in the morning. It's one of the very few times I just give up on traffic. But I had to go up the Safeway here, right? And Auburn, love that place. Not because they're necessarily good. I mean, they're average, like 3 to 4 hours, but they have overnight parking, and I could check myself in. So I could literally like 3:30 appointment, right? Get up at 3, pull out my phone, check myself in, fire the truck out, let it warm up, get a dock, and don't have to leave my truck for that. I wish a lot of places did that. Then again, though, you're relying on the skill of some people to be able to do things with technology, and we all know how that works out. But because my Safeway appointment was 03:30. I didn't leave till 5:16, and I was gonna be late to my next delivery, which is 50 miles away again, another hour, right? But because it's Trader Joe's, right? This is the downside about LTL. It's like one domino effect just multiply, especially when they keep stacking up. Now, granted, at least it's a new day, so it's like if this was all like the day before, it'd really suck. But I showed up at 6:21. I was 20 minutes late to my appointment. I was still out an hour after I showed up. Bills in hand, lumper paid, everything. Well, there's no lumper, but bills in hand, out, gone, leaving. So that Trader Joe's not too bad, at least for the product I bring in. I always go to the same like 1 to 3 docks pretty much, which usually I get dock number 1. It's the only time I got a different dock. I've been there like 5 times. And then I actually had a new customer, which is the Peterson company, right? Trying to remember it. I don't remember much about it. Trying to remember. Oh, right. Yes, actually, yeah, I do remember. I've been to this place before. Don't remember why. Because I had nothing to do with the LTL stuff. But when I showed up in the lot, because I always satellite mode, right? But I showed up in the lot. As soon as I pulled in, I'm like, this place looks familiar. And then I saw the delivery docks. I'm like, oh, I know this place. Why am I getting messages? Oh, okay. But showed up at 8:47 for 8 o'clock appointment. Because again, domino effects. But they didn't hold it against me. Left not even 30 minutes later, 9:09. Can't really complain about that. So the LTL stuff. There's a lot more things that can go wrong. A lot more moving pieces, but there's also, it seems like the warehouses, most of them work with you more often than if you're up. I'm never a full truckload. I come in there maybe when I go to the pet places, those are the big ones. They usually get like the 10, 7, 12,000 pounds, you know. But a lot of these places, 1, 2 pallets. I had 40 pallets in the whole trailer. Well, I think it was 40. I think it was like 38, but whatever. Like, Unify got 6. So, I mean, a lot of these places get 1 to 2 pallets, sometimes 4. I don't know. Like, here's another repeat. Harbor Food Service. Love that place. The longest I've been there was an hour and a half. Usually out there, and like, well, longest I've been there was 2.5 hours. Usually I'm out there in an hour. 10:30 appointment. Show up at 9:44. Out the door at 10:41. And then I finished the day at Pacific Coast Fruit, which this one I actually don't remember. So let me actually bring this one up so we can see here. Let's see this one. Oh shit. Whatever. Let's do that. Is this the one I'm thinking of? Hold on. Hold on. I think this is the one I'm thinking of. Okay, I gotta remember where satellite is. I'm not used to being on my computer much anymore. Oh, yeah, this place. Yeah, okay. So this place sucks. It sucks. Just flat out sucks. Okay, because like, uh, and it has nothing to do with these guys, right? Because normally when I show up, I'm always over here. So, and man, these are old pictures. Like, you back. Normally I get these two docks, right? It's one of these two. So it's plenty of room because what you can't see here is this is actually a staging yard for their company. Like, it's a square. The truck's parked here, so I usually loop in, come down here, and do that. But they tell you there's signs that says park on the street. However, though, if you notice, it's a short ass street. That's a box truck. Look how much fucking room he's taking up. And you can't see here. There's a camper that's been here for like 2 months. A car hooked up to it, right? Yeah, I think it's 2 months. Hasn't moved. No sign of life. So, I don't know about you guys, but when I try to park, 75 feet of vehicle, I try not to block entrances, right? So this out here is out of the question. Here's out of the question. Here's out of the question. Here's out of the question. And since he's here, which is about that box truck plus the car, and there was another car parked behind him. I couldn't park there. Can't park here because, well, that's asking it ran over. Can't park here because that's also asking it ran over. So luckily, though, where these cars was, there was nobody. But there's also another truck that parked, but he couldn't squeeze in there, and he also blocked an entrance. I mean, that's the only downside of this place. And heaven forbid, if you fucking go in here, do a loop, and sit right here, blocking nobody, right? Blocking nobody. Because that's what happened my first time, right? Coworker, one of the drivers of these trucks said, "Yeah, you can park, go check in." I was late to that time. They were gonna put me to the door immediately, which, spoiler alert, they fucking did. But the yard dog, holy fuck, gotta love power tripping yard dogs, dude. But no, I learned this time. I learned, right? But yeah, if you get one of these, it's fun. But no, I mean, it was easy. I mean, other than headaches. But I was done by like 11:22. This appointment here was for 12:30. I showed up early, 11:14. Unloaded outdoor, 11:22. Right. But I didn't have any pickups. They said you'd be backup, so I just said fuck. I went to a cross dock, which was, let's see if I can remember where the fuck is that from memory. Yeah, okay. Somewhere in this area. I know where it's at. I've already seen it. I'm just not gonna point it to you because, like I said, I'm protecting my revenue. But easy peasy load. I'm kind of getting in the groove of this shit. Kind of getting used to it. I got my endurance is back because yeah, this shit you generally have to run, right? Like hold on, let's see here. Like this one wasn't too bad because going from Boston to Omaha for a Monday morning delivery, and you leave out Saturday morning. Like what did I leave out? 0800 Saturday morning. It's only 1,500 miles. It's like 1,530. Not too bad, right? Some of them suck though. Some of those ones you really have to run, right? This one had no real issues though. It pays the same too, right? Like again, like I get 88% of the $7,000, so 6160. So if you want to do the math of this for what it coming out northeast, which we all know usually sucks, 6160. What did I say miles? 3461. Okay, 3461. I mean, it's not great coming out of northeast, like $1.77, right? But you ain't gonna get better. No. And I mean, I'm extremely profitable, like extremely profitable. Now, could I complain? Like, there's a lane coming out of North Carolina that pays about $500 more. So I mean, let's see what that would pay. Oh shit. Oh shit. I forgot. There we go. I have no numpad on my keyboard, in case you guys want to know. That one. I'm also not used to my keyboard. I haven't been home enough to use it. So 13 cents more for the same pretty much thing. Alright, but anyways, enough of that. You guys have a good one. We shall see how much fuel I burn going east, because I am getting murdered by the wind. I have a 250 gallon tanks at capacity, and I filled up in Arrowhead at the casino going east, and I'm at home, right? It's only like 870 miles, something like that, and I'm down to like 60 gallons in the truck. So this fucking wind's gonna be a death to me. It's not even that heavy of a load. I mean, it's 37,000, but no. We're gonna see how much fuel mileage how little fuel mileage I get, but you guys stay safe out there. Catch you next time. Bye.